So we made it into one of Britain's biggest newspapers. And there's a whole lot more to this story than actually made it to print. Let's check it out.
So back in March, we posted a video to celebrate 1 year of our YouTube channel. We've had the villa for a while, but that was our 1 year anniversary. And that video really took off. I mean, we only had about 2,000 subscribers at the time. And within a few days, it had got like 10,000 views, loads of viewing hours. The subscribers were going up every time we refreshed YouTube Studio. So yeah, it was quite a big deal for us, wasn't it? Because we were a relatively small channel still, and we definitely were a small channel then.
Yeah, we'd had a couple of videos that had done quite well and we were really pleased.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this one video just, like I said, took off, and it just felt amazing, didn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, there is a community of people that get in touch with us behind the scenes anyway. You speak to quite a lot of people on Instagram, and there are a lot of people doing something similar that aren't broadcasting it all over YouTube. And yeah, it kind of really helped the channel take off. And off the back of that video, a journalist who was researching an article she was about to do for the Times on the Amanda Holden and Alan Carr's Greek Job show, they're doing a new one in Corfu, found our Greek Renovation channel. She just went onto YouTube, typed in Greek house renovation or something along those lines, and there we were. And yeah, one day I was driving along and got a message from Joe, who'd received a message from a journalist called Liz Rowlinson, and she said
that she wanted to know if we'd be interested in featuring in her article in the Times about our time in Greece renovating and how things have been going for us.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to make of it, did we? We thought it might be a bit of a wind-up because, I mean, we get emails from all around the world, and you have no idea whether most of them are genuine or not. But seemed to be, seemed like it was fairly genuine. You checked her profile out and she seemed legit. So we rolled with it. We received an email from her to our Villa Sweet William email. And if any of you guys want to get in touch, it's in the description and in the bio. Please feel free to get in touch if you want to. But yeah, we received an email from her saying, I'm researching the new series that Alan Carr, no, actually, she didn't say Alan Carr. No. She said Amanda and Alan are doing. And I just quickly read through it, thought, well, who's Amanda and Alan?
Yeah, we don't watch too much telly, and we actually didn't know that Amanda Holden and Alan Carr had done a series in Spain or Italy prior to this.
Didn't even think anything of it. I just thought Amanda and Alan might just be a random couple that were just also doing some kind of Greek renovation. But, you know, I just thought, yeah, sure, why not? We've got nothing to lose, have we? Yeah. We wanted to be careful that we didn't paint Greece in a negative light because...
our experience, it's been nothing but positive, and we didn't want to come across and say anything other than how it's been for us.
Yeah, lots of people like to try and focus on the negatives. They say, oh, why don't you tell people what it's really like, what you're going to do when you need a hospital and stuff like that. But honestly, every country's got problems. We just don't want to focus on the negative stuff.
When it's been wholly positive as well.
Yeah, we wanted to really make sure that what we were about to say, you know, came across in the best possible way, because like I say, we've got nothing bad to say about the place. Everywhere has bad points. We're just focusing on the good points, right?
Yeah, and this is the truth for us.
Yeah.
That's how our journey has been.
Absolutely. And it just so happened that we arranged to do the interview on the first day that we arrived back in Greece after not being there for 6 months. So we arranged to do a WhatsApp call with her. I was in the middle of the jungle project that we came back to. If you've seen the video from a few weeks ago, we came back to the house after a winter away, and because of a combination of warm weather and lots of rain, the weeds were huge. They were massive, and I was thinking, oh my, I just want to get stuck into this. I knew I had the interview lined up, but I thought I just need to get going.
Got time.
So I got the lawnmower out and I was going up and down and looking at my watch, thinking, okay, she's going to phone in a minute. And in the middle of all that, she did. She was a really nice lady. She asked lots of questions. I mean, the article got condensed down to about 6 or 7 lines, but she asked a hell of a lot of questions about life, and we've just been completely honest with her about our experience over there, telling her about the hardware stores and about what attracts us to Greek island life. The slower pace of life is something that took a while for us to get used to, but we are trying to force ourselves into the same routine as the Greek people have, because getting up in the morning, knocking out some work and then knowing that you're gonna
have a nice afternoon.
Yeah. It's something that
it's a nice way to live.
It wasn't glamorous at all. What my first experience with the press, I had green fingers, I had grass all over me, and to be honest, I just wanted to get the job done. She was a really nice lady though, and she told us that sometime soon she'd be in touch and she'd let us know when it was going to be published. She was from the Sunday Times, or I was under the impression that she was writing an article for the Sunday Times, so I was assuming it was going to appear in a Sunday newspaper. So a couple of weeks later, we got an email saying, yeah, the article is going to be out soon, and it came out sooner than we was expecting it to, didn't it? Because
I think it was actually a Friday, and I had a message from a guy called Graham. Hi, Graham, who's renovating in Greece as well, and his mum had actually had the paper, and she'd sent a clip in, and then I was like in complete panic because
she didn't realise that he knew us, right?
Oh no, I think she does. I think she does know. And I was in a complete panic because I then thought, well, this was yesterday and we haven't bought the paper, and we were in the paper and we don't have the paper. So we then went on a mission to try and get hold of a copy for ourselves.
Anyone in the UK will know that the Times is a huge newspaper, but if you're not from the UK, the Times is like the biggest broadsheet. We have tabloids like the Sun and the Mirror, small papers, and then they call the big papers broadsheets. And the Times is one of the oldest and probably the biggest newspaper out there. So to be in
iconic.
That, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We really didn't expect it because, like we just said, we went from a pretty small channel just a couple of weeks ago, to be honest, to appearing in a national newspaper, like a major national newspaper.
And the really quite funny thing, and I don't mind looking a little bit silly here, is I had been listening to Heart Radio, which Amanda Holden features in. And I had heard that she was doing this renovation in Corfu.
It didn't even click. And
I actually messaged Chris and said, oh, wow, Amanda Holden's doing a renovation in Corfu. We should try and incorporate something like that in our videos or on our Instagram channel.
And it was only after the article got published that we even realised that was it.
Amanda and Alan, who we didn't realise who were Amanda and Alan, were actually Amanda Holden and Alan Carr. So privileged, absolutely, over the moon.
But look how big they decided to print us. That's us.
The big photo at the top.
That's us. And that's Amanda and Alan. So we're not sure when that programme's coming out, but it's going to be one that we watch, isn't it? Because
100%.
We love anything to do with Greece. We love anything to do with Greek renovation. So I'm really looking forward to finding out what they're up to in Corfu. And just a little interesting fact, we actually went to Corfu after we went to Zante looking at houses to see if we preferred a bigger island like Corfu to a smaller island like Zakynthos. But obviously we didn't.
Chose Zante,
So we're really looking forward to seeing
what they've got up to.
What renovating life in Corfu is like, aren't we? That should be good. Over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing a mini series of our own, a little bit like the Amanda and Alan thing, where we're going to be talking about the pace of life and other things relating to Greek island renovating. The article in the Times was kind of focused on the Siga approach, the Greek slowly, everything will get done in its own time way of life. And we want to show you how that can be a positive thing in your life, because it has turned our life into a more positive experience all around, doesn't it? Because it's easy to be highly strung, highly stressed, coming from England, everything's a rush. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And the neighbours just come over every now and again, don't they? They saunter over real slowly, hand you a beer or a bottle of wine and just, what are you doing?
Sit, let's talk. Yeah.
So we're going to be focusing a little bit more in the next episode about embracing that, what it means to us, and how we have incorporated that into our hectic British way of life.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for more. We look forward to speaking to you soon.
We'll see you next week.
See you then.
Bye.